welcome to Earth. If it was fun and easy, it wouldn't be 3D Earth. Percentage of awakening. We can approximate the percentage of those intelligently penetrating their status. 8.5 to 9.75%. And when they talk about facts and figures, it's only to support a greater understanding of principle. The percentage of those intelligently, meaning clearly penetrating their status, 8.5, 9.5, 9.75%. There's a larger percentile group of those who have a fairly well-defined symptomatology, meaning disease condition, indicating to them that they are not of this insanity. Ra uses that word. This amounts to greater than 50% of the remainder. Nearly one-third of the remainder, 15%, let's say, are aware that something about them is different, so there are many gradations of awakening to knowledge of being a wanderer. It's to the middle and first group that this information will make sense. So, me too. It's to those who are awake fully, which I would say is, maybe 10 to 15% now. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 20%. If there are 65 million wanderers in 81, maybe that's 100 million wanderers today. Now, they're not all reading New Age books. To say that the percentage is 10 to 20% now, I think is reasonable. Maybe the percentage of fully awake wanderers is 15% today. The larger percentile group of those with the fairly well-defined symptomatology, meaning unhappiness and sense of alienation, we'll see soon here in the reading, indicates they're not of this insanity. I'm not from here. I don't belong. I'm a stranger in a strange land. Being over 50% of the remainder. So let's say the remainder at this point is, 85%. So let's say that the greater percentage, over 50, is somewhat awake now. Let's say that's another 60% or 55%. So that gives us 70% who are fully awake, or quite awake, and those who are nearly quite awake. Then there's the, other, 30% or so that's not quite awake at all. It's not bad, It's good that more are awake and more are awakening. In many cases, the way we awaken is to understand the meaning of the symptomatology that we're not of this insanity. Number one, the social complex is of a somewhat insane nature, meaning internal contradiction, right? Say one thing, do another. Say that control is love, like Orwell, right? War is peace, control is freedom, this kind of thing. The way we know ourselves may well be by knowing the insanity, the psychosis, the contradictions of the social complex around us, and know we're not of it. So, Wanderer 3D problems. You see how these sections build upon each other. Wanderers and 3D problems. Due to the extreme variance between the vibratory distortions of third density and those of the more dense densities, if you will, wanderers have, as a general rule, some form of handicap, difficulty, or feeling of alienation which is severe. The most common of these difficulties are alienation, the reaction against the planetary vibration by personality disorders, as you would call them, and body complex ailments indicating difficulty in adjustment to the planetary vibrations, such as allergies, as you would call them. The possibility of such problems due to 6D souls incarnating in 3D is rather large, meaning we got it. Most of us are wounded and feel these problems. It's not necessarily a problem. It depends upon the unique orientation of each mind-body-spirit complex having this situation or placement of energies, meaning our chakra conditions, meaning our degree of healing. There are, in cases of wanderers, not only a congenital difficulty in dealing with 3D vibratory patterns, but also a recollection, however dim, that these distortions are not necessary or usual in the home vibration. This is very poignant, I think, all of this. Very poignant. And there are a number of points we can unpack. It's diaphanous, not dense. So wanderers then have, as a general rule, meaning commonly, mostly, some form of handicap, being handicapped, right? That's a serious thing here. Difficulty or feeling of alienation, which is severe. So you notice the strong language. Extreme variance. Severe. Most common of these difficulties are alienation. This, I believe, can be understood as a mind-spirit reaction against the planetary condition. I broke down this sentence here in my own thinking as reactions against the planetary environment and the 3D culture at the levels of spirit, mind, and body. In terms of spirit, we can say that alienation, meaning a sense of not belonging and a sense of severe homesickness, is of spirit. It's a heart woundedness. At the level of mind, we can say there's a reaction against planetary vibration by personality disorders. You know, manic depressive, bipolar, borderline, psychosis, psychosis itself, schizophrenia, paranoia, compulsion, addiction, obsession, right? Very common. Lots of wanderers at mental hospitals. So, very interesting. So, of course, this is food for the skeptics who say, well, even your source says you're crazy. So we say, God bless you. And thank you very much for your comments. And we'll be moving along now. The possibility of problems due to 6D incarnating in 3D is rather large. It's very common. The third level I didn't say was body complex ailments showing difficulty in adjustment to planetary vibrations being like allergies. So allergies are at the physical level, personality disorders at the mental, and deep heart alienation or loneliness, even with our beloved family or human family. Loneliness, deep loneliness, alienation, not fitting in. Wherever I go, I don't fit. Yeah, wherever you go, we got 99% 3D souls around you, or 98. So wherever we are, we'll be alienated. This is part of the package we signed up for. And it's poignant. And it deserves a bit of crying, actually, and grieving. So here we are. And the final comment here is that in the case of wanderers, there's not only a congenital difficulty, like congenital birth defect. This is a congenital 3D rebirth effect in dealing with 3D vibratory patterns, meaning planetary energy and social complex, but also, which is the coup de grace, a recollection, however dim, that these distortions are not necessary. We don't have to be here. It doesn't have to be this way, and they're not necessary or usual in the home vibration. And so, here we go. What can I say? It's poignant.